Can you make me the host? Am I the host now?
Yes. Yes.
This is not the one. Wait. Can you hear the sound?
I want to improve myself in this public space
Yes.
and speak like a leader. I was searching for the right place, and then I was very happy to move.
You can put on slideshow.
I want to improve myself in this public speaking skills and speak like a leader. I was searching for the right place, and then I was very happy to know that Kiran has started something called as Leadership Card with another 3 amazing leaders.
Training started with a SWOT analysis on our own strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat areas.
This particular course was broken into 4 main crucial topics. First week was about the communication.
To grow your business as well as your personal brand.
Second week, time management.
Prioritizing the time by the 4-step urgency versus important quadrant.
Third week was about change management.
Why change is important.
Where we had to explain Porter's 8-step model.
Last week was about conflict management.
I can very easily and confidently share my ideas and thoughts in front of my authority.
One of the important takeaway from this, the conflict management.
Leadership card, third mindset, relationship building.
A rich and diverse background of all 4 mentors is enriching.
Special highlight of this program is the last week get together as a team and work on a single project.
The important advantage from the leadership card, the personal interaction.
Best part about the program was they inspired us to take action.
Great session on how to make a vision board.
I highly recommend this course to the professionals of middle, junior and senior management.
Myself in this public speaking skills and speak like a leader. I was searching for the right place, and then I was very happy to know that Kiran has started something called as Leadership Card with another 3 amazing leaders.
Training started with a SWOT analysis on our own strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat areas.
This particular course was broken into 4 main crucial topics. First week was about the communication.
To grow your business as well as your personal brand.
Second week, time management.
Prioritizing the time by the 4-step urgency versus important quadrant.
Third week was about change management.
Why change is important.
Where we had to explain Porter's 8-step model.
Last week was about conflict management.
I can very easily and confidently share my ideas and thoughts in front of my authority.
One of the important takeaway from this, the conflict management.
Leadership card, third mindset, relationship building.
A rich and diverse background of all 4 mentors is enriching.
Special highlight of this program is the last week get together as a team and work on a single project.
The important advantage from the leadership card, the personal interaction.
Best part about the program was they inspired us to take action.
Great session on how to make a vision board.
I highly recommend this course to the professionals of middle, junior and senior management.
Hello to all joining us here on Zoom and others who are joining us online. I thank you all for investing your time for this session today. Leadership Card, together, we are on this mission to empower leaders at different levels with the various nuances of leadership. And not only that, what we provide to you is just not concepts. It gives you the practical implementation from our own, which is 100 years plus of experience and how we deal with it. That's what you get when you join the Leadership Card community. And I'm very thankful to see you all here today. Please allow me a moment to share my screen. Give me a minute.
Speak like a leader, the right place. Then I was very happy to know that Kiran has started.
Sorry about that. Yes. As I said, we together have more than 100 plus years of experience. We've already influenced more than 1,500 individuals, and what we bring to you is on different aspects of leadership. More importantly, we bring to you the practical implementation, the ground realities, action plans that really work on the ground. To talk more about our coaches, Kirandeep Sandhu, she is an academic and a communication leadership. She has vast experience in areas of entrepreneurship and coaching, a John Wells certified coach, and the areas that she specializes on are relating to personality, mindset, communication, and TEDx coaching. She's also a TEDx speaker. I'll talk about myself a bit later. Ram Ramakrishnan, who is a service and transformation leader, two-time author, and a TEDx speaker himself. He has been in the industry for more than 3 decades. He's worked with various companies. He's a leadership and transformation coach, and the areas of his expertise are into business transformation and personal transformation in SWOT, priority management, networking, and customer service. Devesh Mohan is into sales. He has more than 2 decades of experience into sales. He's also an upcoming author. He's an ICEF certified coach, and he specializes in the area of goal setting, sales, alliances, partnerships, and programs. To talk about myself, it's all on the screen. I don't have to read out. I think what really stands out for me is the fact that I have been through all. I have been in the industry for more than 3 decades. I've worked in various industries. But the key aspect is now I have exposure to a lot of failures from where I've learned. My experiences, I've dealt with people, I've dealt with conflicts all across. And another important aspect of mine that you should know about is that I'm a student for life. I'm constantly trying to enrich myself. Knowledge doesn't end on one day. You have to keep learning. I read books. I talk of different perspectives. Like today, I'm going to talk of conflict management with you. Now, conflict management as a concept, you know. I don't think you need a session for that. You can look up internet, you will get that. You attend sessions or the workshops that we conduct and today and others to get the different perspectives of how they have implemented according to their experience. I do not say that my perspective is the only one. You get richer by listening to different people, different perspectives, and then you try to work out your own formula. I think in that way, I can bring you a perspective for my more than 3 decades of experience dealing with ground realities. My book, Leadership Navigating the Dark Hole, is available on Amazon. So that's about me. So let's get started on the session today, which is about how to manage conflicts. But before I get into that, let me ask anybody, either in the online audience or here in Zoom, what is really a conflict? Anybody? What do you think is a conflict? Yes, Bhaskar sir, would you like to?
It could be a miscommunication, or not agreeing with the other person about what they want to talk, what they want in a conversation. It could be anything, like whatever they say, I don't agree, and that's how it starts. It could be my beliefs. It could be organization issues, so many things, personal issues. Because of that, it happens.
You're very right. Thank you for your perspective on that. In effect, as you correctly said, it is nothing but a disagreement. You are thinking in one way, somebody else is thinking another way. Any disagreement where the thoughts are not aligning is a conflict, correct? We want to go out for dinner today. My wife wants Chinese food and I want Thai food. Is that a conflict? It is a conflict because there's a disagreement. So when you talk of conflict, you must look at it from the broad aspect of it's a disagreement. It could be a very small one, like I said, which food, or even night what your wife is going to cook. I want to have something, my son may like to have another kind of dish. We are disagreeing with each other. It's a minor one, but it's still a disagreement. It is still a conflict. Cross-border terrorism, climate change, all are conflicts, correct? So the degree of the conflict varies. There are some which are pretty minor, but everything, any disagreement where your thoughts don't align, even for simple matters, is a conflict. We will be very clear on this part of what is it's a disagreement in different types. It can have broader context of big things, or it can have a smaller issue. Now, before we get into my formula for conflict management, I would like to bring to you a few important aspects that we need to be very clear, and this should do the right context setting. The very first thing that I say, you definitely need conflicts. If there is no conflict, there is no growth. Let's take two organizations. Organization A, everybody likes each other. It's a good place to be in. They like their boss. Did somebody say anything? Okay, I'll continue. And everybody likes, and if they don't agree with each other, they go to their boss, and whatever the solution the boss gives, they will implement it. That's one organization. Now there's another organization where everybody disagrees with each other. They give their point of views. They're trying to work out a solution from that, trying to work out together. Which organization would you prefer? In the first organization, there's no conflict. There's a disagreement and they go to their boss. Whatever the boss says, they will just follow. But in the other company, everybody disagrees with each other. They give their viewpoints. They're talking. Which company would you prefer? Company A or company B?
It depends on the situation. Both has
in general, situation differs.
Yeah.
But in general, which would you prefer?
I mean, it's just like in the first instance, you just follow whatever the boss says. But you don't. Your point of view is not even known. The second one, though there are a lot of people are having conflicting views. I mean, somebody should take a lead and say, okay, this is a situation, and you need to solve that. maybe making everybody comfortable. Because there are some yeses, some no's in every situation, and manage like that.
Yeah, I would say company B is preferred. Why? For a couple of aspects that we must be clear about. First thing is, in the first company, I have a point of view, but the culture is that what the boss decides, I will do it. So I don't openly come out with my views. Think of all the conflicts that you have faced. There is one kind of conflict which are work related. You don't agree on a certain aspect. But most of the conflicts are become a personality clash between two people. Your ego is hurt, your emotions are hurt, your feelings are hurt. It could be a perception issue most of the time. So if you all jam it inside you, it boils up inside you, is it not? Like I always say, vomiting is the best thing. When you vomit, you feel lighter, you feel better, isn't it? So it's always good to take it out of people. Then you feel better, you feel lighter. You will see it whenever I have faced conflict situation between my people, I let them talk to each other. Let them shout at each other, let them fight for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'll just keep quiet and listen. Everything comes out. Then because people are primarily looking to be heard. Somebody will hear their frustration and to tell you at the end, I understand. They are not looking for a real solution, because if two people have problems, it's mostly a perception. Both could be right, both could be wrong. So I believe to take it out of the system, to do it is vomiting is the best policy. I say the second is better. Otherwise, the first it will be number one. Number two, when you are disagreeing with each other, if the culture you can create where you are able to manage the disagreements, you get all the point of views and process. Instead of 1 point of view, you get 10 people point of view. You get a lot of ideas. You get a lot of ideas from that. You get those ideas of 10 people, then you try to find out the best solution. It is actually better for the company. When you have this process where you are listening to each other, you're trying to not have personal animosity, you're taking those point of views, processing which is the best, you will do better. And that actually increases the employee engagement. People feel being listened, feel being heard. And if you go to internet and search, there was a Gallup study once, companies with higher employee engagement are in fact more profitable and more productive. You can look it up. Because you're having ideation. And the related point to this, people are feeling important, they are being heard. So in all aspects, when there's a disagreement or conflict, let it come out on the table. The manager or the company has to manage that process in a positive manner. That is what is important. But you cannot eliminate this process. Whatever the boss says, I do. From that angle, conflicts are very necessary. Second point. I have been working for the last, I think it's my 34th year in service. I have 3 decades of experience, more than that. And in my current organization, I have been working, this is my 19th year in my current organization. I am the CEO and the CFO of an IT company. When I joined the company, there were hardly 50 people. Today, the company has grown to more than 300 people. Our turnover has gone up multiple folds. There's been huge amount of growth, and a lot of people are in the organization now for many years, 10 plus years. If I compare 19 years back to today, my stress level, my conflicts, my problems are in fact gone up. Why? Because you're dealing with new people every day. You're dealing with new customers every day, and each person is unique. You're dealing with many challenges. So despite your best efforts, you can never stop a conflict or a disagreement. And it is a healthy practice as well. So don't expect that conflicts will go away. One will go away, another one will come. Because everybody is different. You will face new challenges. And when you face new challenges, you learn from that experience and you become better. Experience is the best. So don't expect conflicts to go down. As you keep growing, conflicts will also grow with you. And the third one is, my favorite, you're the problem, you're the solution. A lot of times we have a problem because of somebody else. We have not ourselves created it. But then if you are affected, you have to find a solution. The other person is least bothered. If somebody has misbehaved with you, you'll have to sort that thing and make it right. Or that person is doing something, is a bottleneck in your work. You cannot ask that person to change. You have to take the proactive action to shield yourself and manage the situation. You are the problem, you are the solution. These are very vital before we get into the real process of conflict management. And I may add a fourth one also. It takes time. Nothing happens overnight. It's not magic. You have to work towards building a proper process and culture of conflict management. Having said that, what is the conflict management process or the framework I recommend? I call it the S2DO process. S2 stands for SSDO, which are: first is self Q&A. Second is self-analysis. Third is deliberations. And fourth are options. So SS, that's two, that is DNO. Let's not go to the details of which. What is the self Q&A and worth it? Let me tell you from my own experience, 90% of the disagreements I face, I just let it go. It doesn't really matter. You control very little of this world. You don't control other people. And I don't think we should bother about disagreements where the intensity is low. If there are major disagreements, then only get yourself involved. Otherwise, don't worry about it. A lot of times we have ego, we have feelings, somebody is not agreeing with us. I have this in my office where when I discuss with my direct reports, my senior management team, each one will have a point of view. Another point will have a point of view. I follow the collaborative approach. Okay, let's try this. If it doesn't work, we'll go for another one. A lot of times with my team members, I have a disagreement with them. I allow them to, okay, let us follow you, what you are saying. They feel very important that they are being heard. Because it's a disagreement. I can be right, I can be wrong, leave it go. So every time you have a disagreement, think about it. Does it really bother you? Does it really affect you? If it doesn't, let it go. That is very important. If your wife wants Thai and you want Chinese or the other way around, is it a disagreement? Is it worth fighting it? There's no need at all. It's okay. So a lot of your problems was analyzed. Do you really want to get involved or do you want to live with the problem? It is not a big deal. You'll find your mind is clear on that. The second point is, sometimes I let conflicts happen. I encourage conflicts. Why I encourage conflicts? I don't get involved. I know two people are fighting. There's a big disagreement on an issue. I don't get directly involved. I give it some time. Let's see if they can sort it out. A lot of times people try to sort it out on their own. Don't jump into a problem. Let that conflict happen for some time. When that conflict happens for some time, they will either solve it on their own or they will come. And when it happens for some time, you've observed, you know the real problem. Don't jump into a problem. I call it let the conflict simmer for some time. And at some time, as I said, silence is also very important. Just keep quiet. Let them talk it out with each other. Let them vomit it out. Most of the conflicts are because there's a perception issue. Let them vomit it out. So be very choosy which conflict you want to get involved, which you don't want to get involved. Having done, yes, this is a conflict, I have to get involved, I have to solve it. Before even you interact with the other person or persons, have your own analysis. Work on your own game plan. Do your homework well. What really is this problem about? Why do you think this problem is happening? Are you the problem? A lot of times I have seen that I know I am the problem. I am creating this problem. Let's say a situation, I lead an IT company, so I know that sales has got a prospective client. It's a good project, but I don't have the capacity. So my delivery manager is resisting. And I force my way in and I say, no, you have to take the project because I don't want to lose project. That means money to me. Who created this conflict? Because those people are already occupied. They'll be stretched, they'll be dissatisfied. But if I've given a directive like that, that means the problem is created by me. I have to solve it. What can I do to solve the problem? With whom am I having this problem? What is the nature of that person? A lot of times I have seen people have problems because two people are not agreeing because they have attitude issues. As we say, a lot of people have attitude issues. Now, if I directly go and confront that person about attitude issues, emotionally they may not take it well. So I must have a strategy. Okay, how is that person? Is he sensitive? Is she sensitive about it? What's my game plan? How will I want to address that problem? What are the objections that can come about? How do I sort it out? So I do all those the best I can to try to work out a game plan in my mind, be thoroughly prepared with all research, with all facts. That's the second part of self-analysis. The third is that's where we start interacting with the other people. We interact with the other people. We interact not with our emotion, with our facts. In the deliberation process, it's not of talking. It's trying to understand the real intent and feelings of the other person. Whenever I have a problem, I once had a problem with one of my people, the best strategy would be to say, okay, I'm sorry about this. Let's try to work it out. Although you may not be really sorry or you may be right, it's good to strategically use that you are sorry. And make that person at all stage feel comfortable and heard and respected. If you think of the whole process, at every point, the other person must be feeling important and heard. So even if there's a problem, first say that you understand what is it. You want to solve it out in a collaborative manner. These are your observations on this matter. I'd like to hear you. So the deliberation process is more of listening. Listening, trying to understand the real feeling and intent, asking the right questions, trying to get to the real concern of the other person. It's not easy, but with time it will come to you how to get to the real concern and then try to address that concern. That is a very important aspect. Everybody has concerns. Try to get to their real feelings and concerns. And a lot of times the concern will not come out immediately. You have to read between the lines. Let's say my team members are not liking what I'm saying, but they don't have the guts to disagree with me. What will they do? Oh, yes, Ashish. But from looking at their face, their body language, their non-verbals, I know they're not happy. I can make out. So you have to start also understanding the non-verbals of people, their expression, no, they're not happy. That's one way to find out. The second way to find out is read between the lines. A lot of times they don't say what is in their mind. They'll put it in a very diplomatic manner. So we have to get to understand, to read between the lines. Ultimately, the process of deliberation, if you think about it, is all about understanding the real concern of that person. Does that person really does not like me? Or that is why he or she is opposing whatever I do? Or there's a genuine concern? You have to get to the real concern and then try to find out how you'll address that concern. If you can get to the genuine concern of that person, address that concern, it's easy to collaborate. Options is about collaborating. How will we work together was the final decision. You have done your self-analysis. You have done the deliberation, listened and understood the concerns. Now you have got the right picture. Now you have to look at it in a collaborative manner. What is collaboration? Collaboration is not something that is about my solution or your solution. It is we will put all our thoughts in one pool and try to find out what is best for the organization. That is collaboration. Now, if you have made the other person feel important, if you have made the other person feel heard, if you have made the other person feel respected, and you have really understood the concerns of the other person and you will address it, I don't think collaboration is difficult at all. Then you can find a solution. So these are the four main in a very nutshell. I take these sessions for 2 to 3 hours to make into more detail. So this, I don't have that much time to give you the broad aspects of self Q&A, self-analysis, deliberation, and options. So what do you think? Do you think it will work? Anybody wants to give their opinion? I know it is not easy, but do you think this is workable?
One suggestion, what I thought is, though the formula and the process is fine, but the situations in a corporate scenario versus on a personal angle, maybe at your family or with your friends and relatives, whatever, it could be slightly different. We can't apply the same. Sometimes I'm saying it all depends on the gravity of the situation. That's what I feel.
You are absolutely right. Why even sometimes, every time, every situation is different. You can't apply the same formula. Every situation is different. You follow the same process, but the way you handle it, like I say, I give you the ingredients. You have to cook your own dish, the way it works. Each situation is different. And let me also tell you one more thing, that do you know with whom we have the highest, with whom we have the maximum number of conflicts? Do you know that? The maximum number of conflicts we have is with ourselves. In our mind, every day, 60 to 80,000 cross our mind. We ourselves are confused people. How can we solve for others? So to me, this is the framework on which you have to build. But to me, this is not workable unless some other parameters are in place. This is not workable unless some other parameters are in place. So which are those parameters? First is the company culture. Do you have the right culture in place? Culture is not something easy to develop. It comes over time. And I don't agree with somebody who says, I have joined the company, what can I do? That is a stakeholder's job. No, it is everybody's job. Whenever somebody joins the organization, put it into their blood. I spend a lot of time on orienting people, telling them about the ground rules, how we work. I take their inputs, how they can improve. That's where you have the one-to-one feedbacks, anonymous feedbacks. You build that culture and put it into the blood of people, the collaborative attitude. Unless we have that culture, culture of understanding and working, so you will not do. If the culture is going to the boss, it will not work. If the culture is sorting it out within yourselves in a very respectful manner, you have to build that culture over time. Everybody has to play a role in that. Without the right environment, people will not share their opinion. They will not give their mind. So if you want to follow the S2DO process, you must first work on building the right culture. Everybody has a role in the culture. It is not the management or stakeholders. Every day in your work, that's what I call self-leadership. My book addresses that, Leadership Navigating the Dark Hole, which you see here. This book addresses this point of how each one should do their role, build a self-leadership culture. It takes time. So first, you must build that culture within you to be able to do this. And that's why I said it's no magic. It'll take time, but it is worth that investment. What is the second one that we need to work on? The second one is your credibility. If you are not a credible person, nobody will listen to you. Take it from me. People will respect you. People will listen to you if you are a credible person. What do I mean by credibility here? Credibility means you're solving problems of people. If you are in the organization, you are there to solve a problem. You are there, your role is not a software engineer or a general manager or managing director. You are there to solve specific problems for the organization. You are there to solve specific problems for your team. That's how you build your credibility. Like in my organization, I'm today focused on building the company's cash reserves. That's a problem, right? You have to keep growing it. So once you start addressing problems of people, your credibility goes up. And then people will start listening to you. Unless you have built that kind of credibility and culture, this process will not work. The third is your influence. Do you have influence on people? How do you influence people? In the way you talk, in the way you deal with them, in the way you build a relationship. It's a big thing. And I have my SEFG formula for that. If you happen to attend my workshops, I can take you through my SEFG formula, which tells you how to build your influence in an organization. I will listen to you. Oh, I have to listen. Whatever Ashish says, I listen because he has my good intent in mind. He has helped me in the past. He is credible. So unless you influence people, nobody will listen to you. So you have to build the right influence, the right relationships with people. And the last one is you must understand people. Like Bhaskar sir said, every solution is different. Every person is different. You have to deal depending on their nature, how their work style is. You have to deal and manage your own. The framework remains the same, but you have to understand people, understand their sentiments, understand their feelings, build the right relationships with people, and then deal with every situation according to the people as well as the situation. Then only this process will work. And therefore, if you can really do the proper game planning based on these factors, if you are able to address the concern, then only you can sort it. So this is my studio process. I know it's at a very high level. If you want to know more, join my sessions, which we have many sessions going on if you want to join. But broadly, I think this is something which is, from my experience, has really worked. You can join our sessions. There are many we do. To give you an idea, we do this card hour. You can join every week. We take a topic and talk about it. Then we have our own personal transformation program that you can join. We have module-based trainings also. We have come out with different modules, which you can do trainings. We have done on persuasive communication. We have done on customer service. We take module-based trainings also. Our sessions we do. We are also coming out now with the women leadership program. And we're also coming out with virtual programs where you can read at your own pace. It will be a recorded program like you have in Udemy and other places where you can, it is available at a very affordable cost. You can go through this. Some are being advertised, some more are coming up. So you can connect with us in various ways. We have a community also, leadership card community, where you can join us. You can work with us in where we share knowledge and we build that community. There's a lot of ways. Our personal transformation program, which is a flagship program, works first on your personality. You have personality, SWOT, goal setting, how you build your resilience. And then we work on self-leadership, how you can build yourself to be a great leader, how you can achieve exponential growth, how you build a right relationship. All conflict management depends on this. It's not a one-stage activity. Then there's the question of leading teams, where we deal with conflict management in detail based on this framework. How the team works, what are the team dynamics, how you can manage the team effectively, how you negotiate effectively, what are the business etiquettes that you must follow. And at the organization level, deal with changes and different areas of problem solving, gender diversity, and how you can achieve growth, which is just not growth, but also a profitable growth where you also make money, because money is very important. If you're interested, we keep advertising from time to time. You can join our courses for this. We run various courses. We are doing it both online as well as virtual. Some photos here of the different courses that we run. We, as I said, we have more than 100 years of experience, worked in different diverse fields. We are in India and abroad. We do both virtual and online. We are known as Leadership CART team. CART stands for knowledge, accomplish, reflect. Get the knowledge, try to implement that, reflect on it. What are the course corrections? Then develop yourself further. It goes in a cycle. That's what we are. The leadership training, coaching, and mentoring, these are the areas that we involve. You can involve with us in a one-to-one session, as I said. You can do virtual trainings, you can do offline trainings whenever we come to your city. Anytime you can connect with us, our community, and we work together. And if you need more information, you can get in touch with us. So that was what I wanted to cover today. If you have any questions now, I'm open to your questions about conflict management and anything that you would like to ask me. It is all about the 4 pillars that I talked about, where you build a culture. Building the right environment is very important. And for that, how do you build your environment? By being the real model. Set an example to self-leadership. Lead by example. Dr. John Maxwell, in one of his books, 5 Levels of Leadership, he talked about this. He talked about what makes a great leader. And there he has talked about a great leader is one who leads by example. So you set the example. Become a great self-leader. Others will follow you. That's how you actually build a culture. There's already an existing culture. You can always work on it, how you build your culture and work. That's why people say, right, you don't leave a company because of the company, you leave because of your managers. It's how they follow their style. Building that right culture through your own self-leadership is very important. Keep looking at areas where you can solve problems. This what you're doing. Never look at your role as a designation. I'm a software engineer, I'm a production manager, I'm a quality manager. Look at the problems you're solving for the organization. Look at future problems that you can solve. Once you've established your credibility, once you have set the example of a great self-leader, you'll automatically get some kind of influence. Ultimately, if you have to be a good conflict manager, you have to make people listen to you, respect you. I can be a great communicator, talking very well, but I don't have any respect. People don't listen to me. They will not listen to you. And then the influence part. That's where you give respect to the people. You hear them out. You give them good suggestions, good thing. And then understand each person separately. Try to build good relationship with them. If these 4 in box, following ST2 is not difficult at all. But again, as I very clearly said, that it is not easy. It takes time. It is not overnight magic. I can't give you a solution that it can be solved because it is all deep, leading to people. Conflicts cannot be. You have to invest time in it. And more important, you cannot say my boss is doing like this, what can I do? You can do a lot if you follow the process and do your own self-leadership. You have to use something called respectful assertiveness. You have to control using respectful assertiveness. A lot of times we say our company is like this. My boss is giving me more work. Go back to my field. You are the problem. Is it affecting you? You have to find a solution. And I think you can find a solution if you start acting on it. You start following my framework, build that base, set the right expectation with people. You can definitely act on it. You can definitely work on this to make it better. It's not easy. It takes time. It's not going to be overnight success. But like mutual fund, as I say, initial returns are not good. But in the long run, you will get results. You definitely start working on it. So those were my 2 cents at a very high level. I'm always open to questions. Any email you want to send me or you want to join my courses, be my guest. I'm always there to help you. So we still have about 1 or 2 minutes more. I'll wait. Should there be any questions or you'd like to ask me? One question which I would have asked in this case is that how long it takes. I can say sometimes it takes even lifelong if you're not working at it consistently. And that's why when I meet, I realized this because of my own failures. First 10 years, I went spiraling down to the depths. Why? Because I built toxic relationship with people. I did not know how to communicate. And I also fell a victim to organization politics. And I used to blame everybody in the world except myself. But then after those 10 years of experience, I learned the world is a very cruel world. I have to find my own solution. And that's when I started working on myself, trying to become a great self-leader, working on it and doing it. So I would say I'm still learning. I'm learning with perspectives. I'm reading every day. I'm working on, I'm trying to implement in my own organization, which I work. But I lost 10 years. I lost 10 years, and that's a big 10 years. If I had started, if I knew about it, I would have definitely done that. So what I always say is start early. It takes time. Sometimes it takes lifelong. And every day new people are joining the organization. The way I deal with person X, Y changes. Then Y goes, leaves the company, Z comes in. I have to again have that own equation relationship built. It is ongoing. That's why I said it's a whole process. If you are able to even move 50% towards your process and following it, I think you'll be successful. But if you keep consistently on it, you are definitely going to get results. And remember, you are there not to build friendship or people like you. You are there because you want the best for the organization. And sometimes you have to take tough decisions like terminations. Sometimes one group will not like you. But at the end of the day, your action should show your credibility that you're the best interest of people. If you can build a culture where you're developing people, you are demonstrating that you have their best interest, you're solving problems for them, people will listen to you. It is ultimately how people will listen to you, how that foundation. If people don't listen to you, you have not built your credibility, I don't think this is going to work. So I'm sorry, it was bad news for you. It's not something immediately I can give you, but keep working on it. You will definitely get good results. Yes, Sairam.
Thank you, Ashish, for this session. I always, love to attend your sessions, and I got a very positive feeling after this session. Always when I revision it or hearing again and again too. I have a question not relating to this. Because I have an interest of reading books, but when I see and I follow, so many books are coming into the picture. One is self-development, and one from the business side, one from the historical side. There are so many books. How I can start reading a book and how to choose a good one?
First of all, I would say you have to decide the base on which you will read. In my base, it is CRM. Communication, relation, mature. That's what my book talks about. CRM. That's my base. So I want to improve my communication. I want to build my relation. So I have formed that foundation. I'm convinced that this will what will take me forward. What is your conviction? First, you have to get your conviction. Because there are multiple ways to do it. This is my conviction that if I can better my communication, if I can better my relationships, if I can become a more matured individuals, I know how to increase my visibility in the organization by playing good politics, which my book talks about in that. That is my base. If I do all this I'm convinced that I'll go forward. Now look for books which addresses all this. Don't go to other books. I'm not saying the other books are wrong. So my question to you is, are you doing that?
No, the base is not formed yet. I am still
You should form your base. What you think will take you forward. You may be right, you may be wrong. And I think everybody is right because each way. What is your base? If you don't have a base in your reading every book, you will not do it. I read a lot of books on communication. I attend all how to improve your communication skills. I go and attend that program because I get new learning. I get implemented. How to build relationships. You can look into Google also. They will recommend you books on relationships. So first you have to form that base. Otherwise it's an ocean. You will get totally lost. I can tell you that. First form your base. Otherwise it's I have formed my base. I don't read any books. Of course, I still read Harold Robbins. I will read Arthur Haley. I will read Hercule Poirot and all. That is all fictional. That is there to improve my communication abilities. I watch a lot of movies where I can tell you moving watches is very good to improve your conflict management. You go for all the political web series, how they handle politics, how they handle in a corrupt manner. You learn a lot of this. A lot of this English, I follow a lot. But I'm focused on how I improve. My base is formed. How do I increase my visibility in the organization by playing good politics? How do I improve relationship with people? How I become a more mature and resilient person? And how I build my communication. I only read books on that. If somebody other books, I don't. So Sairam, you have to first form your base. If you don't form your base, you will never be. Don't go here and there. First, form your base. You think your communication is what will take you. You must form that opinion first. If you are not able to form that opinion, that's a problem.
Okay. Actually, there
But
are
I
two
can tell you,
ideas.
you can follow mine also. You can take communication, building relations, workplace relationship. I'm not talking of romantic relationship, friendship. I'm talking of workplace relationships. I'm talking of communication. I'm talking of maturity. You have my book, right? I know you got it. And then you talk of visibility. Take these as your base. Work on it. You will definitely become better. On this, look for many books. And I can also recommend you on different books on this aspect, what you need to go through. Even if you're reading a big book, go to the chapter on communication, go to the chapter on relationship, but form that base first. If you don't have, follow mine, work and build on that. That is better.
Yeah, if you could suggest something on, like a matured individual and finance, and then good communication, and then these are all the base.
Yeah,
which
I will definitely do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. I like to say thank you to all with this, and I'll take your leave. Thank you all very much.